It's truly a shame what's become of Conor McGregor. You know, this is a guy who used to be profound in his interviews on the come up. It's what drew me to him, it's what drew many of you to him, and it enticed you to follow his career because every time he opened his mouth, it was something different. Whether he was talking about the movement approach to the game of mixed martial arts that nobody was really taking at that point in time, whether it was the law of attraction, which was gaining a lot of popularity in the mainstream due to people like himself. You know, Conor McGregor was really on a path that was something to be admired. And what the fuck, man? Where have we gone? Where have we gone wrong? I believe we went wrong when he chased money with the Floyd Mayweather fight and he kind of sold out for a payday. Um, but here we are. 2024 Conor McGregor is the worst version of himself. And personally, for me, as someone that followed his career since 2013 in the UFC, and I know many of you, may go back even longer than that, back when he was in Cage Warriors and things of that nature. But this is sad to see, and I'm gonna say this: Conor McGregor's rock bottom has not happened yet, and I'm not sure it's going to be a typical rock bottom because of the money he has. He has so much money that it's hard for him to hit rock bottom. Something seriously is going to need to change. Whether it's, God forbid, that's me knocking on wood there, a health crisis, maybe his, I was going to say wife, because that's what you see all the media outlets call her, but it's really his fiance, longtime fiance, leaving him. Something needs to happen in order for Conor McGregor to wake up, because this has now become his lifestyle. And he has interviews in the past where you're asking him, he's driving around in a car in this one, okay? I've seen every Conor McGregor interview, bro, multiple times, okay? So, for those of you that know about NBA, there's a guy, Brian Windhorst, he knows about LeBron James. I'm like the Brian Windhorst of Conor McGregor. I know Conor McGregor, bro. Like, I studied this guy's interviews. Trust me on this. So, with that said, there's an interview where he's in a car and he's driving around. This is early, maybe 2013, 2014. And this guy's asking him about, the life. And he's like, I don't care. I don't care about people. I don't want to go party, this, that, and the third. And he's saying all these things. And he just wants to focus on MMA. And then there's other interviews where he's talking about, it's nothing else. Nothing else matters. It's just the goal of being champion and things like that. But somewhere along the way, he strayed from it. I personally believe deep down in my heart that the Floyd Mayweather fight was the downfall for Conor McGregor, and I'm going to tell you why. He got TKO'd, okay? He had never been TKO'd up until that point. Sure, Nate Diaz submitted him. Sure, he was submitted in Cage Warriors, but he had never been TKO'd before. And not only was he TKO'd, but he was TKO'd by an older, smaller Floyd Mayweather in the biggest fight of his life. And I believe that triggered a depression for Conor McGregor. And he started drinking with the proper 12. 2 years off from the sport, he jumps back into MMA, into the deepest end of the pool against Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'm sorry, guys, but 2 years off from the sport, binge drinking is not the recipe for fighting Khabib. If you're going to fight a guy like Khabib, if you're going to jump back into the deep end of the contenders, not just the contenders, but the champions, the very best, the Sharks. Excuse me. If you're going to do that, you have to be prepared for that, okay? You can't just jump in after focusing on boxing and drinking and think you're going to have good results. And that is why Conor McGregor's next fight, he is destined to lose. Yes, he is destined to lose his next fight, and I'm hearing it's going to be Dan Hooker. That's what Conor McGregor out of his own mouth said. I don't know how true that is, but if it is, let me grab some water here. If it is true, Dan Hooker will stop Conor McGregor. I promise you that. Conor McGregor is no longer hungry for this. Conor McGregor is fighting out of ego at this point. And Dan Hooker, on the other hand, this would be the biggest fight of his life. And Dan Hooker's been active. Dan Hooker's been in wars. Dan Hooker's got nothing to fear from 2024 Conor McGregor. Look at this, man. Look at this. This is sad to see. And I'm also going to throw this out there as well. What are your kids going to think, bro, when they see you pulling on this woman over here's hair right in front of your woman, right in front of their mom, right in front of them? Just, here's the thing. For successful men, athletes, people like Conor McGregor, it's understandable for him to have a side piece. It is, okay? And many women will look the other way. But when you embarrass that woman, when you do what Conor has done to D. Devlin over the years, just disrespecting her, you know what I mean? It's one thing to have something on the side and nobody knows about it and you're not, you know, but that's not the case. Conor just don't care. He's out here being recorded with other women. He's out here at Miami Heat games with other women. And this is just the stuff we've heard about. You get me? Think about all the ones we haven't heard about. It's just embarrassing for the woman. And even in the clip, you could see she took a sip of that alcohol or whatever she was drinking. I'm going to assume alcohol because of the setting. But again, maybe not, right? Could have been old water over here. But she took a sip of whatever it is she was drinking immediately to cope with how she was feeling because it made her feel bad. And then Conor did a half-assed tug of the hair, slap on the ass for her. And it was just, I felt bad for her. And truly, I wonder how 2013 Conor McGregor would react to seeing video of himself behaving like this. I really do. Conor McGregor in 2024 is the worst version of himself. And that's what it is. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Whether you agree, disagree, it doesn't matter. Join the discussion, follow for more, and leave a like if you enjoy the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.